Alright, so what are the parts of a chemical reaction? There's two parts to a chemical reaction, and there's the reactants and products. The reactants are the items or substances that are actually mixed all together to form the product, which is like the end result or what is produced in the ending. Um, the important symbols displayed in a chemical reaction are different things like coefficients that indicate the number of molecules of a substance produced or used, and then the subscripts that tell the number of molecules in the um, element that's actually being used. Three examples of everyday chemical reactions are photosynthesis, and that's because the sun absorbs chemical energy, makes energy for itself by absorbing sunlight, which is chemical reaction. Mixing chemicals to cook, like milk with baking powder. You mix those two and you form a different substance, which is also a chemical reaction. And eating food, when you digest, there's different enzymes like amylase in your saliva that's used when starting to digest things, and that's an example of a chemical reaction.
Okay, so there are three types of chemical reaction: the synthesis reaction, decomposition, then double replacement reaction. And the one we chose is the synthesis reaction. And in synthesis reaction, two or more simple substances combine to form a more complex substance, like 2H2 plus O2 equals 2H2O. Like you combine those two. Like for example, like simply hydrogen gas combined with simple oxygen gas can produce a more complex substance, water. Like in this picture, as you can see, it shows that two simple substance create a more complex product right here. Like a worm and a lizard equals like a fat owl-looking thing. So yeah. So the skinny bird is the reactant and the worm is the reactant. To combine one product, a fat bird is created. So yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, so going back to Jose's words on what are the parts of a chemical reaction. So there are two parts, reactant and product, as he said. And a reactant is a substance which is in a chemical reaction, and product is a substance which is produced by a chemical reaction. So, for example, it's like photosynthesis, as he explained. You have the reactants are carbon dioxide, sunlight, and water, right? So you need all those three reactants to create the product, as in the glucose and the oxygen. So that's basically the parts of the of a chemical reactions. And so the also adding on to the type of chemical reaction we chose. So synthesis reaction is basically two reactant equals a product, like 2H2 plus O2 equals 2H2O. The 2 is cancelled basically. Like the earlier I showed you, the 2 worm equals fat bird. And it's different from the other because the decomposition is basically are the opposite of the synthesis. For example, a water can be broken down into hydrogen, gas, oxygen, but the chemical equation for this decomposition reaction looks different. It looks like a 2H2O, but the product is 2. The products are 2. It's not 2 reactants, it's 2 products. So basically it's 2H2 plus O2. It's basically the opposite. And it's different from the double replacement reaction because it has only one product. The double replacement has 2 reactants and 2 products. And for the synthesis that we chose, it only has 1 product. So that is our presentation. Thank you.